Many of us have heard the term microgreens, but what exactly is that? They are seeds that have germinated and grown to form 2 or 4 leaves. At that point, we harvest them. We cut them and we eat them to make yummy, delicious additives to various dishes. So why should we be eating microgreens? The bottom line is microgreens at that point have 40 times more nutritional value than the adult plant. Not only that, they're full of nutrition, full of vitamins and great source of fibre. Microgreens are also believed to prevent a range of harmful diseases. Plus, they're great for physical and mental well-being. The great thing about microgreens is that anybody can grow them all year round. All you need is a bright sunny windowsill, a patio, or right next to a window. Growing all year round, non-seasonal specific, and the best thing about them is that it's almost instant. 3 to 4 days to germinate and 9 to 12 days till harvest. Like sprouts, microgreens are young vegetables. However, sprouts and microgreens are not the same thing. Sprouts are newly germinated seeds that are harvested just as they begin to grow and before their leaves develop. Conversely, microgreens grow from sprouts and they have leaves. When the cotyledon leaves, the embryonic leaves, have fully developed and the first true leaves have emerged, the plant becomes a microgreen. People can grow microgreens from any herb or vegetable. The flavour will depend entirely on the plant. And being Starke Ayres, none of their seed is GMO. In other words, it's non-GMO. It has not been genetically modified at all, and your quality is guaranteed. So the team from Starke Ayres have brought out a wonderful range of microgreens ready for you guys to take home and plant. Let's take a closer look at what they are. There's 7 in the range. Red Mizuno, radish sparkler, broccoli, black Tuscan kale, red amaranth, white mustard, and green feast peas. So guys, you know why you should be eating microgreens and growing your own. I'm going to take you step by step on how easy it is to do it. There are a couple of things that you're going to need. Number 1, a block of palm peat. The Starke Ayres palm peat we've added into this container. Put in 2 to 3 liters of water and let it start forming. So it's sucking up all the water. This is a beautiful friable medium, which is great for seed sowing. Next up, you're gonna need a container. Now here there are 2 options, guys. One, you can use a standard seedling tray, which has got lots of drainage holes. I prefer this. The other way that you can do it is in a little container, which does not have drainage holes. So the choice is yours, but this is my method that I prefer to stick to. Next up, take my container and all I'm gonna do is add my palm peat into it. When we finished using it, and we're not gonna use all of this, you just leave it in here. And when we need to reuse, we simply just add water and re-wet it. So once I've added in my palm peat, what is important here is that I'm just taking a little piece of wood and I'm just going to make sure that my palm peat is evenly spread. Once we've done that, we are nearly ready to sow. Once you've made your selection of what you're going to sow, and I am going to be choosing these, which is the black Tuscan kale. What we do to help these little seeds germinate quicker is that we soak them in a little bit of water and you add 10 mils of Kelpak to it. Take your Kelpak, always give it a really good shake. And what is Kelpak? It basically is a concentrated form of seaweed which encourages good growth and good germination. In the lid of the Kelpak, if you look carefully, you'll actually see there the measurements. There's the 10 mil, there's the 20 mil. So a lot of people overlook that. So it's 10 mils into 1 liter of water. There we go. Pop that in here. Empty our packet into our container. All I want you to do is simply just to cover the seeds so that they can really soak up the Kelpak. And once you've done that, you simply just leave them to soak there for 2 hours. So why are we doing this? There are 2 reasons. Number 1 is that a lot of seeds, you'll notice they've got that hard little outer coating, and that's why we soak them. So when we soak them, that outer coating becomes a bit moist and it sucks up a lot of the Kelpak, which means that germination is going to be quicker. Plus, all that nutrition, the beautiful seaweed, is now into those seeds. So once it's been soaking for 2 hours, the next step is to simply just get a little sieve. And what I want you to do is strain this out. But we're not throwing away the Kelpak. The rest of your Kelpak that you've got left, don't throw it away, guys. Use it to feed your indoor plants. If you've got any other seeds or seedlings that have started growing in the garden, then use it, because this stuff is a real good little nutritional boost for your plants. Next step makes sowing so easy. So what I want you to do is take a little bit of your palm peat, a very small handful, probably like that. Add it in, okay? And then give it a good mix. Now, what we're doing here is we're distributing our seeds evenly into the palm peat. Right, next up, take your little container, and then across our seedling tray, all you're going to do is start distributing your palm peat that's been mixed with the seeds. And you're just going to move up and down the tray. Continue like this until you've finished the mixture. Next step, which is very important for any seed that you're sowing, is to make it have contact with whatever you are germinating in. So we take, once again, our little piece of wood and we just firm the seed down. We want it to touch. Never forget to label what you've sown. Important to also put the date on, because then you can track the germination. And finally, a really good watering. Please note, guys, you'll see that I'm using a very fine nozzle. Whether you're using one of these little gadgets, or whether you're going to be using a watering can, please make sure that it is one of the finest nozzles that you can get. Seeds are sown and we're nearly good to go. All that you want to do in terms of care is to place them near a well-lit windowsill, on the patio, wherever there's indirect light coming through. You really don't want to place these in the blazing sun, which is great for any kitchen garden or patio garden. Remember that the key to germination is water, and I would recommend that you water them once or even twice a day. How do you know when they need water? Quite simply, when your palm peat starts changing color and it goes from dark to light. You then know that your medium is dried out, and so you need to give them water. Within 3 to 4 days, germination will take place. We have got a host of the different 7 varieties that are available from Starke Ayres. Harvesting is really simple. Grab a bunch with your fingertips, sharp scissors, and cut them down as close to the base as possible. And then they're ready to eat. Once you've harvested, and you might have a few extra too many, you can store them in a dry paper towel in an airtight container in the fridge. Remember that when you've cut your microgreen, they don't regrow. So it's important that if you want a good continual supply of fresh microgreens, that you sow every 2 weeks. And that way, you've got them all the time. Remember, microgreens don't cook well. They need to be used fresh, because that's, of course, when you're getting all the nutrition and goodness. And I love using them on smashed avo, few little microgreens sprinkled. Great as a sprinkle on soups. You can make smoothies with them. Probably my best go-to with microgreens is by taking them and sprinkling them like confetti over my yummiest dish. To know that I'm adding aromatics, crispiness, crunch, packed with nutrition, and it looks quite cool as well.